Sorry, ठीक है?
Majid.
Great. So, Genelia, my first question is for you. It's a $1 million question. Did Riteish share the load during the lockdown?
Yes, I think so, yeah.
You think so?
Yeah, yeah.
How did that feel? Was it good? Fun? Yeah.
I think it's not only about I just feel that it's because we've known each other for a very long time, and from our first film, it's almost 20 years, 10 years of marriage. So throughout our journey, we've always looked at each other as equals in terms of opinions, in terms of respecting each other's spaces, freedoms, and opinions. So even post-marriage, whenever we did things, we've tried. It was never like this is your job, or I'm not supposed to do this. As a man and a woman, more than anything else, I think so. During lockdown, of course, we got to spend time in a way that we didn't have to go out. We had to stay in the house for almost 6 to 8 months to a year. And at that time, it was fun to do things together.
Yeah, it was nice to spend that time together as well.
Yeah.
Of course. Riteish, why do you think it is that men shy away from partaking in equal responsibility at home?
I think deep down, like ma'am said, it's important at early age to teach, boys how they see their mothers. It's important as parents that you show your children that mother and father are equals. Only then will they learn how to treat their wives or sisters, and it's important. I think for a very long time, being in a society that we are, and I'm not talking about long time. I'm talking about, say, thousands and 500 and hundreds of years ago. We've always seen men go out, strive to do more, and women are at home. But now women are doing today what men did forever, and they are probably doing it better than men. And it's important to respect that space. It's important to respect that choice. And I understand when ma'am says that, why don't we teach our boys what we teach our girls? And I think that today's generation, or the next generation, that when I see my children, of course, that's what I mean by next generation. When they see that, okay, this is how I'm not saying my father treated my mother, but I'm saying that this is how my father and mother treated each other. That is important, and that's what they should learn. And I'm sure that we as parents need to set an example for them to take this ahead. And that's how it will begin at each. See, instead of telling others what to do, you practice at your home.
Yeah.
You set an example at home. And if everyone does that in their own houses, I think we'll have a better country and a better world.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. Genelia, do you see this change in the generational change that's happening as time is passing, things are getting
Yeah, I
better?
definitely see it, but I also see that there's a long way to, go as well in many households. I mean, I'm one of the fortunate households where we both share, and there's a inherent understanding that if you're working, I'll take over. If I'm working, I'll take. It's just an understanding that doesn't have to be pronounced, but it's done. It's done at every level. But I do see it very often with my friends, and where it's like, but I can't do that. I'm tired. I mean, like I always say, being a housewife is very often taken for granted, because it's considered as a no job. Whereas in my opinion, it's the toughest
biggest job.
Yeah,
And it's a 24-hour job.
It's a
You never have time off.
24-hour job, and no appreciation, no, nothing to it. So very often that space is misunderstood. You know what I'm saying? Like probably a man of the house who's working will come back and say, "But I've worked the whole day."
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that I didn't.
Exactly.
That's,
Exactly. Yeah. Wow, what a lovely insight. Thank you so much.
Saw the film earlier today, and so much of it is so true. That men, when you're living in hostels, you have roommates, you're fine doing the daily chores together. You know, someone is cleaning, someone is cooking, guests come over, someone, and I have been part of this. I have lived for 2 years in a hostel. I was living in America with a dear friend of mine for over a year and sharing an apartment. And this is the life that we had. And I'm absolutely, you know, I identify with two boys being together and, you know, sharing the stuff. But when I saw the film, it was about a wife and the husband, where, you know, many a times you see that the husband's time is more important. He's a decision maker, and he says, it's okay, we'll manage, we'll manage. He says we'll manage, but eventually the wife or the homemaker has to manage everything. And the simple thing is taken for granted. That's the bottom of it. You know, the moment in a relationship, you don't take the other person for granted, everything is okay. And the first thing when you take for granted is the fact that you are not an equal. You know, you feel you're superior, so you are taking the other person for granted. And that's where it goes down.
Yeah, that's so true. And look, and in fact, what I took away from the film was how real it felt. It didn't look like there were actors playing the part. And that's what the beauty of it was, actually. I mean, this is how actual conversations between husband and wife take place. Yeah, I mean, I can see Genelia nodding her head, you know.
Hi, excuse me, we can't see Genelia. I mean, can anyone in the audience spot her? What's happening?